Hey there everyone, Redneck Brian here. I know it's been a while since I've done a video. I meant to do a video a few days ago when we had the ice storm, but I was really busy, and pretty much we had no damage here. This tree was bent down pretty good. The limbs are on both sides were almost to the ground, but it did not break. It came right back. Then we had a minor ice storm the other day. It bent it down again, and it seems to be springing back up again. It seems to be okay. It's a pretty tough little tree, considering the dog does chew on it a lot. Not as much anymore since she's getting older, but she did chew on it quite a bit. But snow blowers, this is the one I'm repairing for my neighbor. I am using it. I've made an agreement with him that I can use this, and basically he'll put gas in as long as I do his driveway. He's perfectly fine with it. He doesn't work in town here anyways all week, so he's only home on weekends. So I go clear it for his wife, etc. John Deere still sitting with no carburetor. Just all I can say. I'm trying to clean the carburetor for this one. So the Noma has the John Deere's carburetor right now. This will actually start up by pull starting it, actually pretty good. But 1 to 2 pulls, pull starting it, it will fire right up. Good news with the GT 6000, the motor was frozen. It had gotten moisture in the top of both cylinders, and I thought it could have been the start. I thought it was the starter. But then I tried to move the crank was stuck. So I pulled out both spark plugs. They had ice on them. So most likely that issue where with the air filter, with the intake, and it got moisture down into the cylinders, froze up both cylinders. I did kind of something stupid, what a lot of people say would be really stupid and you should never do, but it did work. I pulled out both plugs, poured some hot water down each cylinder. It wasn't a really extremely cold day. It was actually a fairly warm day. When I did it, it was about -2 or 4 out here, and I really needed to use this. This was last Saturday when I did it. Let it sit for a couple minutes, freed up both cylinders, and I spun it over a bit with the spark plugs out. It was fine. It has not seized up or nothing. I actually just recently used it. Let me show you. That is a warm start. I'm having some minor electrical problems, mainly that battery. When it gets low, it doesn't want to crank over this big engine. It just spins the starter. The starter can't grab. I know it's the battery. I know it's a battery issue, because when I first bought this tractor, it did exactly the same thing with the original battery that was in here. It just basically spun the starter, but the Bendix couldn't come up and grab the flywheel. So anyways, it's all pretty much good now. As long as this thing runs every once in a while, keeps that battery charged. It is kind of a small battery. It's actually for a Honda Civic. The guy I bought it from, I got it from a yard sale. He said they had it in the forklift at his work, but it kept on going dead because they'd leave the key on in the forklift and the electronics would just drain it down. But it hasn't gone dead really yet out here. It just gets low every once in a while, but I haven't really had I charged it the other day, so it seems to be okay. But now moving on, and the dog is playing with her frisbee. Please check out EmilyHillsWorld and EmilyLovesHerDogs. I just did a video of Shania that will be uploaded probably before this video. Her playing with that frisbee. Yeah, she is getting pretty big. So anyways, moving on. 4x2 is working perfectly fine. I don't know if I made a video of this, I had to switch out the tires, the turfs. These 4 tires, out of them 4, probably 2 of them are good. Not even 2 of them. Really, probably just 1. I overloaded it the one day at work, and it pretty much bogged them right down, and I lost the sidewalls in about 2 of the tires, and the one's off the rim, so on and so forth. Oh, one more quick thing on this. I broke a tie rod. Actually, it popped out a little ball joint, So I had the Redneck fix it with zip tie. So it's holding up for now until I can get new tie rods. I'll probably make my own. Just moving on. Nothing's changed in the shop, so no need to go in there. The Kubota. When it wants to run, it's actually really, really fun in the snow. Keyword there, when it wants to run. It will occasionally start. It will run for maybe 2 minutes at the most, and it will die. And it backfires like an SOB like crazy when you're trying to restart it. So it could, I'm thinking it's a choking issue, because this originally had a single cable that would do the throttle and choke. So I'm thinking it's a choking issue, and being cold out here, that's most likely what's doing it. But when it wants to run, it goes through just about anything, really. This snow out here, even unshoveled snow, it will just make it through it like nothing. So it works perfectly fine, other than that. I did mention this in the previous video. I am getting another tractor. Guys hasn't had a chance to get it out yet. I will do a video as soon as I get it. I believe it's a Murray. Really the first Murray I've owned one Murray before, but it was kind of a piece of junk. I never drove it. Just parted it out, really. Sold the tranny and sold a few other things off of it. But it's a Murray. I don't know if it's a gear drive or a hydro. I don't know yet. Have to wait and see when I get it. If it has a 6-speed, it's actually going to be a good candidate for this here, because I'm considering locking these rear ends in here, and then what I'll do is I'll stick a hydro back in it, maybe try to figure that out, because the Craftsmans and Murrays, correct me if I'm wrong, are practically the same chassis. I originally thought Murray was built off of MTD, but as far as I know, they're built off of Craftsman. So please correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. I know with the stupid Google Plus, it's kind of hard to make a comment, but please, if you can. I do read my comments, and I do reply back to some of them. So anyways, that's pretty much it. I know this video is going on for a little while, but I've chained up the GT6. It's actually working perfectly fine without wheel weights. It doesn't spin at all. I know Starpuss with his tractor, but basically the older version of this, that's probably about 10 maybe 15 years older than this one. His needs wheel weights, I believe he was saying, and he's quite a bit bigger than I am, and he still needs the wheel weights. And but this one seems to be doing pretty good. I don't know I know they're the same transmissions, but I don't know what the weight difference is with the actual tractor. This tractor I always thought was a little bit lighter, but hard to say. So that's pretty much it. So I'll talk to everyone later. Please keep it redneck like always, and have a great day.